Yo, you guys, this is Blacklist of the Abyss, and you're watching my review for World Trigger Chapter 169. All right, the final chapter in Weekly Shonen Jump before it moves to Jump Square in 5 weeks. I believe it's going to be 4.5 at this point, but 5 weeks. Um, so, in a way, the chapter ended too. I guess I waited 2 years. I waited 2 years, so I guess I can wait a month now. Um, but this chapter was pretty exciting. It started off with Kage and well, I mean, it didn't start off that way, but the main chunk of the chapter is Kage and Zoe retreating into a restaurant. Okay, Kurama, Murakami, they followed them in. But in that area, Kurama couldn't dual wield his guns the way he was before. He couldn't dual wield his triggers. So Kage was actually able to get a couple good shots in on Murakami. But this is when Taichi turned the lights off. Okay. But Yuka, Suzunari's operator, she was prepared because it's their strategy. So, of course, she would be prepared for it. She was able to give them night vision, the entire squad. But Kage and Zoe, they were totally blind. They couldn't see anything. And this let Murakami go in and try to get some sucker punches or sucker slashes in on Kage. Um, and his side effect saved him quite a few times. So if it wasn't for his side effect, he would have bailed out a long time ago. Okay, but his side effect is what saved him, and like you can literally see it. Like he feels something, he's like, oh, I need to move right now, and then that's when he dodges the strike. And by the time Hikari does, which is that's Kage's operator for his squad. By the time Hikari actually gets some night vision, Taichi turns the lights back on, and then they're blinded by the light, which is drawn really well. Like it was, because I was curious how that would look to them. So Daisuke Ashihara did a great job of showing that, like, wow, they're like blinded, they can't see anything, right? They're like these small little shadows here, but you can't like look, like you have to close your eyes, like it's blinding, right? And then that's when Murakami actually gets a solid hit in on Kage. Okay, and that's clearly trouble for him and Zoe if it keeps up. So Yuzuru tried to snipe Taichi, but just using like radar. But he had Escudo with him. Okay, he was equipped with Escudo, which is the giant shield that Torimaru uses, and he was able to protect himself from that. Zoe responds by shooting out the lights, thinking, okay, if we just keep things like that, they can turn the lights on and off all they want. But if there aren't any lights to actually turn on or off, then it's going to be consistent. Okay, so that was the kind of like last ditch effort by him to kind of even the playing field. They would have just blown a hole in the building with meteor and gone outside, but they didn't know where Chica was, and they assumed that Ozma was still outside as well, and he would be the main threat there, just because he's so skilled and experienced. But they don't actually know that Ozma is inside. Okay, so if they had known that Ozma was inside, they would have just taken the risk with Chica and then just blown their way out, because Chica doesn't shoot people. So the only thing she could do is use a giant cannon or hit you with lead bullets. But that's something you would rather deal with that than deal with Murakami like right in front of you, about to like take you out, right? Like it's just you have to prioritize. And I would rather take on Chica than take on Murakami with an advantage. Okay. And also it kind of looks like his Black Kogetsu really doesn't do anything lead related. It really is just for the lighting. So I thought it would be really cool if you got Kogetsu Whirlwind and freaking like lead capabilities. That would have been really cool. But unfortunately that didn't happen. Um, but yeah, Taichi, he he was told by Yuka that someone was coming for him. Okay. So he has to retreat away from the lights, from the switches. Okay. But before he gets very far, he's trapped between two Escudo, which looked really cool because the Escudo have that little opening on the top. So the two of them together form a hole just big enough to trap Taichi. And then on the other side, where he can't even see what's going on. All he knows is that he's trapped, right? So he can't even see what's going on. Behind him, you just see both Yuma and Hughes walk up behind him. So you know he's screwed because when you have an opponent that close to you, you're not allowed to bail out anymore. The system won't allow it. So he's screwed. He's done. Okay, 1 point for Tamakoma. Wow, I just blanked for a second. I was about to call them Suzunari for a second. But yeah, 1 point for Tamakoma. It's pretty much guaranteed unless Asuma Squad shows up, Asuma himself, or maybe Okudera or Koarai, because we know that Osamu escaped, but we don't really know what happened with those three. We never knew what happened with Asuma, but we certainly don't know if Koarai and Okudera are in the same area or not. So it's possible that they could show up and save Taichi, but it seems like Tamakuma's got this point in the bag. Okay, so yeah, Tamakuma's about to take the lead, and I'm very interested to see how the match goes now. Murakami and Kurama are not going to be able to rely on Taichi turning the lights on and off again unless Kurama leaves and relies on Murakami entirely for the offense. And then Kurama has to make his way down there to the lights to continue the strategy. But I don't really think it would be. I think it would be more worth it to them to force Kage and Zoe out of that restaurant into an open area and then just continue using their dual wielding strategy. I feel like that would be significantly easier than having Kurama leave where he is right now, go all the way down to where the lights are, and hope he doesn't run into anybody, and then like just rely on Murakami to get all of their points. Like it just that there's no way that would work. So it's about time they abandon that strategy and just go back to their dual wielding. Then Ozma Squad, I don't know what impact they're going to have. I just don't know. Um, Plus, Kage took a pretty big blow there, so I don't know how much Triani has left. There's definitely a big leak there, and I feel like he's not going to survive to the end just because of that one shot alone. So it's just a matter of whether or not someone else is able to get a shot in on him before then. Him and Hughes being together is definitely going to be a good thing for Tamakoma. There's no way that Okudera or Koarai can defeat them. So if they can meet up with Osamu, that'd be pretty cool too for his sake, because he's gonna get taken out if he doesn't meet up with at least one of them. But since they're together, it'd be both. But yeah, I'm excited to see where this goes. I love the rank wars. I love watching how all of them unfold. You've got to wait 4.5 weeks for the next chapter. But hey, it's monthly, so maybe, and he's got 4.5 weeks, 5 weeks. He's got 5 weeks to do it, 4.5 at this point, but he's got 5 weeks to work on it. So maybe we'll get like a 30, 40 page chapter. Who knows? But yeah, and that's for the Viz translations, by the way. If someone's still scanlating it, maybe they'll do it before then. But like I said last time, I only look at the Viz translations because Viz does a pretty good job at like having good English that's like actually consistent. So yeah, I'll just hey in 5 weeks time, that Monday, I'm looking forward to that chapter. But as for this chapter, I'll give it an 8 out of 10. I thought it was cool seeing Suzunari's strategy play out. It worked really well in terms of getting blows in on Kage. It didn't really do much to Zoe. They didn't really target him. That's because he's not as big of a threat as Kage is. So they accomplished what they could, and it was something decently significant. So I'll give this chapter an 8 out of 10. It was fun to watch everything unfold. And yeah, that's that, you guys. Like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at BlacklistOTA. And I'll see you guys next time.